We have all sorts of examples of these magical moments where a driver bounces off a load, it gets reposted to the platform, it gets rebooked in 15 minutes, and the next driver still shows up on time. And we have examples of that happening at at 10 p.m. and at 4 a.m. Right, and that just can't happen without the tech just compressing that whole process. And from a driver, yeah, it's like drivers are front line. They're going 24/7. So we have loads get booked at 3 a.m. And because you can imagine, like you had a long day, you delivered at 2 a.m., you find out your load. It's Saturday night, you find out your load Monday back is canceled. What do you do? Right.
So let me ask you a question. Let's just say somebody's listening today and they said, "Hey, I'm thinking of starting my own freight brokerage. Could I start a freight brokerage using just the tools that you guys have
I
available?"
think they are critical pieces of the future brokers toolkit. Absolutely. And I think that's what I'm most excited about over the next 5 years is brokers will be going to market and thinking about this market very differently in the sense of if I'm a broker today, if I was starting a broker today, what would I focus on? Well, I would definitely want to get the absolute top tier sales and AM teams because the shipper relationship is still going to be critical and being able to solution with those shippers is going to be critical. I would want a top tier carrier sales team, but I would focus them on mid-sized carriers and large carriers, build those relationships. Let's work with them. Let's co-solve these problems. Let's be the conduit. And then I'm going to use this technology to solve the combination of DAT and Convoy will solve my long tail capacity needs. It will allow me to automate a significant chunk of that business. It will always give me a market signal and allow me to go to market for any load against this pool of very high quality capacity. And I will always have last minute options available, knowing that I have DAT as a marketplace and that I can get that broad coverage when I need it. And how people balance those things, I think it's going to be case by case. Everybody's going to have a different set of solutions. But certainly if I'm building a broker today, I see this too. Like the fun part of engaging with these brokers is there's absolutely brokers that are even in this bear market scaling quite aggressively. And I think the common pattern with those brokers is they're very proactive. They're trying new things. They're very focused on getting their OpEx down, but also finding new capacity solutions and still being super sales driven. Like all the fundamentals still apply.
I was talking to Kevin Hill the other day from Brush Pass Research. So he tracks all the freight brokerages, and he's going to come back on and talk about freight brokerages in the coming week. But I asked him, what is the margins right now? And he goes, I think around 12%. And he said they were like 14, 16%. And then the dollar amounts are down a little bit too. And so I'm thinking there's a lot of people listening, or might be freight brokers who say, hey, I've got to find a way to do more with less. I mean, obviously that's a kind of a mantra of our business these days. And this is one of the ways to do it. This is a way to not only be faster, cheaper, but also better because the safety is there and the dependability is there, that you've got this execution layer that you didn't have before.
Yeah, that's right. And also the quality in terms of on time and information visibility and tracking resolution is all very high. And I would just add that the owner operators often get a bad rap because historically that's the vector by which you've had a lot of fraud. But the good operators, the good owner operators are some of the best carriers in the market because they're small business owners and the loads matter to them and every load matters. And so once you kind of weed out the bad actors, you're left with a pool that is absolutely top tier.
Oh yeah. And is that's still where am I right to say the majority of the volume in our space is still in that long tail of carriers?
It's about 40% of the capacity.